Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, money just slips through your fingers? Then this video could change your financial fortune. What if, just for a moment, you opened your mind to the idea that the universe does leave clues, and some of them come in the form of numbers? Not random digits, not lottery tips, but deeply symbolic numbers that carry energy, ancient, intentional, and in harmony with the laws of karma, nature, and timing. As we approach the middle phase of May 2025, an extraordinary energetic window is forming, and within this moment lies an opportunity for transformation, financial, spiritual, and personal. This isn't about superstition, it's about connection. Connection to energy patterns that have been honored for centuries in Buddhist philosophy. When these 6 numbers align with your thoughts, your actions, and your inner balance, something profound begins to shift. That shift, it's not luck, it's alignment, it's readiness. It's your inner and outer world syncing with divine timing. Here on Buddhist Teachings, we believe wealth is not something you chase. It's something you attract when you live in tune with your purpose. These 6 lucky numbers aren't just symbols, they're signals. And if you're watching this, maybe the universe is already speaking to you. Stick around until the end of the video, because the final number carries a unique frequency, one that has the potential to unlock a flow of unexpected opportunities, fortune, and clarity that many people only dream of. So before we begin, take a breath. Let go of whatever stress or noise you're carrying. Ground yourself. And if you're new to this space, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Buddhism Mindset, and leave a comment with this powerful intention. I am aligned with the abundance meant for me. Now let's explore the 6 numbers that could change your path, not through luck, but through conscious alignment. Let's begin with the number 9, the silent signal of breakthrough and purposeful wealth. Have you ever noticed the number 9 showing up more often than usual? Maybe it's the time on the clock, 9 o'clock, 9:09 again. Or maybe it appears when you're making a payment, checking your step count, or even glancing at a door number. Most people brush it off as random. But in the realm of Buddhist understanding and spiritual alignment, we know better. Nothing truly just happens. Number 9 is more than a coincidence. It's a spiritual checkpoint. It's the signal that you're nearing the end of a cycle. Not in a negative way, but as someone who's climbed a long hill and is now standing at the top, finally able to see the bigger picture. In Buddhist thought, this clarity is everything. Because once the noise settles and the distractions fall away, what remains is pure awareness, the kind that empowers you to make real, lasting decisions. But what does that have to do with wealth? Here's the truth. Real wealth doesn't come from hustle alone. It comes from timing, from patience, from understanding who you are, and when it's the right moment to act. That's what number 9 teaches. That success isn't forced, it's invited. It's drawn to the person who's done the inner work, who can recognize the right door when it appears, and who has the calm strength to walk through it. That's the beauty of 9. It's not loud. It doesn't promise instant results, but it asks you to stop, look around, and ask yourself, what's trying to close so something better can open? According to Buddhist teachings, 9 symbolizes a level of emotional and spiritual readiness. It means you're no longer reacting, you're responding, you're not chasing, you're aligning. And in that alignment, wealth arrives not just as numbers in your bank account, but as stability, respect, and peace. So if you're seeing the number 9 show up in your life more often, take it as more than a pattern. It might be a gentle tap from the universe, reminding you that you're ready to stop clinging to what's familiar and open your arms to something far greater. Now let's explore a number that doesn't just exist. It radiates. It doesn't whisper. It sings. This number carries a frequency that lifts the ordinary into something alive, something colorful, something unforgettable. That number is 3. Think about the people in your life who light up a room, not by trying too hard, but simply by being themselves. the ones who crack a joke at the right time, who turn quiet moments into laughter, who see problems and turn them into poetry. That's the energy of 3. It's the essence of creativity, joy, and soulful expression. It doesn't blend in. It blooms. But don't mistake its playful nature for something shallow. In the teachings of Buddhism, there's a sacred trio that forms the foundation of all inner work: body, mind, and spirit. The number 3 represents this vital balance. When these 3 elements align, you're no longer stuck in survival mode. You begin to thrive. You become aware, present, and alive in the moment. And that's where real change begins. So what does this mean for May 2025? It means this is your time to speak up, to break the silence you've been sitting in, to finally act on that creative urge you've pushed aside for someday. That day is now. Don't wait for perfect. Don't wait for permission. Start. Create, share. Let your light be seen, even if your voice trembles, especially if it does. 3 isn't here to promise instant wealth. It's here to awaken your ability to generate it through joy, through expression, and through authentic living. It's about discovering that your uniqueness is your power. And when you show up in truth, the world can't help but notice. So if this number stirs something within you, consider supporting Buddhism Mindset by clicking the thanks button and sending $50 to help this message reach more seekers. In Buddhist tradition, even a single act of giving opens the door to powerful receiving. Let this number remind you, your light is your gift, and it's time to let it shine. Let's explore the quiet, grounded strength of the number 17, not as superstition, but as a symbol of inner discipline. Imagine this. You've been consistent. You show up every day to your job, your goals, your responsibilities. You stay committed even when there's no applause, no quick results, and no one around to notice your effort. Yet somehow it feels like you're stuck running in place, while everyone else seems to be getting ahead. That inner frustration, that quiet question, why isn't it working yet, is where 17 becomes your ally. 17 isn't loud or glamorous. It doesn't promise overnight success or instant wealth. What it offers is stability, a kind of calm presence that reminds you, progress often hides in plain sight. It's the energy of someone who keeps watering the seed, even when the soil looks dry, not because they're naive, but because they trust the process. In the Buddhist way of thinking, lasting transformation is not born out of speed. It's born from patience, awareness, and unwavering effort. The number 17 echoes this truth. It shows up during those slow, quiet moments when most people give up and whispers, "Keep going. You're not behind. You're building something that lasts." Here's something many overlook. In numerology, 17 reduces to the number 8. 1 plus 7 equals 8, and 8 is a force of nature. It's tied to financial stability, personal mastery, and the idea of karmic balance, that what you pour into the world eventually flows back to you. So when 17 appears, it's not just reminding you to endure, it's showing you that your time is coming, as long as you stay steady. Astrologically, 17 resonates with Saturn, the slow teacher, the one that doesn't offer shortcuts. Saturn's lessons are tough, but they build character, wisdom, and real achievement. That's why, if life feels especially challenging during this season, especially around May 10th to 17th, don't assume you're doing something wrong. Think of it as the universe shaping you into someone capable of holding greater success. 17 asks for maturity. It invites you to trust the pace of your path, even when it feels delayed, because truthfully, your persistence is already paying off, just not in ways the eye can always see. With this number guiding you, you're not merely hoping for good luck. You're developing the mindset and strength to receive the good things coming your way. Let's turn our attention to a number that might have quietly crossed your path before. 26. It's not flashy. It doesn't carry the drama of a jackpot number. In fact, it's the kind of number that slips past most people, appearing silently on a door, a timestamp, or maybe the exact change you get at a coffee shop. But in spiritual practice, we're reminded that what the world ignores often holds the deepest messages. And 26, it's one of those quiet teachers. In Buddhist wisdom, we are taught to be still enough to hear what's not being said, to recognize the sacred hidden in the ordinary. That's exactly how the energy of 26 works. It doesn't demand, it invites. And if it's showing up repeatedly in your life lately, it may be nudging you toward a powerful question. Are you living with true purpose or just surviving on autopilot? Here's the deeper meaning. The number 2 resonates with peace, emotional harmony, and the subtle strength of compassion. It's about relationships, with others and with yourself, and the kind of awareness that listens more than it speaks. The number 6 brings in the energy of care, commitment, and grounded responsibility. It's the nurturing side of abundance, the side that asks not, "What can I get?" but "What can I build?" Together, they form a number that encourages intentional growth, the kind that creates lasting wealth, both materially and spiritually. And as we step into the powerful energies of early May 2025, 26 becomes more than just another number on a calendar. It becomes a gentle guide, a spiritual checkpoint reminding you that slowing down is not falling behind. It's a reminder that real progress isn't always loud. Sometimes the biggest shifts happen when you pause, reconnect with your values, and realign your actions with your truth. If you've been caught up in the grind, chasing goals without feeling connected to them, this number is here to pull you back to center. It's not here to deliver a dramatic miracle. It's here to remind you that your energy creates your outcome. And when you operate from peace, not pressure, when your inner self and your outer path are in harmony, abundance begins to feel natural. Here on Buddhist Teachings, we don't believe luck is something that strikes at random. We believe it's something you become ready to receive. And 26 is a reminder of that readiness. It's not about a lucky guess or winning odds. It's about becoming the kind of person whose life is prepared to hold wealth, not just in money, but in meaning. So as May unfolds, ask yourself honestly, am I chasing results or cultivating alignment? Because the universe responds to energy that's aligned, not desperate. If this number stirs something within you, consider supporting Buddhism Mindset by clicking the thanks button and sharing $50 to help this message reach more seekers. In Buddhist tradition, even a single act of giving opens the door to powerful receiving. Let this number remind you, your light is your gift, and it's time to let it shine. Sometimes the signs that matter most don't come with noise. They arrive in silence, and the number 15 is exactly that kind of sign. It doesn't shout for your attention. It quietly appears, like a calm presence that's always been there, just waiting for you to notice. And when you do, everything begins to make sense. In the gentle stillness of May, that in-between moment where winter fully releases its grip and spring takes its first breath, 15 becomes more than a number. It becomes a message, not of urgency, but of timing, not of change through chaos, but of change through calm. It walks beside you like a mindful friend, reminding you that the next chapter doesn't need to start with a bang. It can begin with a choice, a quiet, intentional one. Maybe lately you've been feeling a little unaligned. You're showing up, doing the things you're supposed to do, but deep inside there's a quiet discomfort, like something doesn't quite fit anymore. That's where 15 enters, not to force change upon you, but to offer clarity. It reminds you to stop clinging to what you've outgrown, the routines, the fears, the limiting beliefs that keep replaying like background music in your life. You don't need to flip your life upside down. You don't need to disappear or start over. What 15 encourages is something far more subtle and far more powerful. It asks you to clear space, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's the sacred act of choosing peace over pressure, simplicity over stress, truth over habit. In numerology, 15 vibrates with balance, a graceful blend of personal freedom and thoughtful transformation. It represents not the storm, but the steady current that nudges your life towards something more aligned. In Buddhist philosophy, this is known as the middle path, where extremes are set aside and harmony becomes the foundation. That's what 15 offers. The ability to evolve without losing your center. Think of it like this. If your life were a garden, 15 doesn't come in to rip out the roots. It gently helps you pull the weeds so the flowers can finally bloom. It reminds you that spiritual growth isn't always loud. Sometimes it's as small as saying, "I don't need this anymore," or as bold as admitting, "I'm ready for something new." Buddha once said, "Just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life." And 15 is that spark, not to ignite a wildfire, but to keep your inner flame burning steady, to help you rediscover who you are beneath the noise of expectation and fear. If you've been searching for a sign to let go, to start fresh, to realign with the version of yourself that feels real, this is it. Not because it's loud, but because it resonates deeply. May is not the end or the beginning, it's the turning point. And 15 is your gentle guide through it. So ask yourself in the stillness of this moment, what's taking up space in your life that no longer reflects who you are? What would it feel like to live lighter, freer, more in tune with your soul? Because sometimes wealth isn't just in your bank account. It's in your peace, in your clarity, in your sense of purpose. Let 15 walk with you this month, like a quiet companion whispering, "You're ready. It's safe to move forward." And if you've stayed with me this far, you're in for something rare. A bonus number charged with powerful energy, a golden key to unlock abundance and spiritual insight on a whole new level. Keep watching. The journey is just beginning. Bonus number 35. The quiet power that changes everything. Have you ever had a moment when something inside you stirred, quietly but firmly, like an invisible hand gently nudging you forward? That's the energy of 35. It's not a shout from the universe. It's a whisper that doesn't go away. Most people overlook numbers like 35. It's not flashy. It doesn't scream wealth or drama. But that's what makes it sacred. Because 35 isn't just a symbol. It's a signpost. A subtle but significant force that shows up when you're on the edge of something meaningful. A fresh chapter, a turning point, a long-awaited shift. In numerology, every number carries a pulse, a vibration that interacts with your energy field. 3 represents creativity, joy, and communication. Number 5 represents restless, energetic, and full of raw, untapped power. It's the part of you that yearns to express ideas, to speak your truth, to connect on a deeper level. Then there's the number 5, restless, energetic, and full of raw, untapped power. It's the part of you that's tired of stagnation, that craves movement, freedom, and a sense of forward momentum. When you combine these two energies, creativity and vitality, you get 35, a number that doesn't just ask you to dream, it encourages you to take mindful action, not rushed, not forced, but grounded in trust. Trust in yourself and trust in the unfolding of life. Even if the full picture isn't yet clear, 35 reminds you, start anyway. Because it's not about perfection, it's about alignment. When your heart, your mind, and your actions begin moving in harmony, your path unfolds with grace. In Buddhist philosophy, we're reminded that meaningful transformation never comes from resistance. It flows naturally when we align ourselves with the Dharma, the natural law and order of the universe. Change doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't require chaos. It begins with stillness, with clarity, with a small, intentional step. That's the energy of 35, the patience to evolve, the clarity to see what's already before you, and the quiet momentum to keep moving forward, even in times of uncertainty. So if you find yourself at a crossroads in your finances, in your relationships, in your purpose or personal growth, let 35 be your gentle reminder. Change doesn't have to be dramatic to be powerful. It just needs to be true. During the month of May, don't be surprised if subtle opportunities begin to appear. Unexpected conversations, a door that quietly opens, a moment of deep inner clarity that wasn't there before. These aren't coincidences, they're invitations. This isn't about chance, it's about awareness. May is a month of shifts, endings that clear the way for beginnings, quiet nudges that become spiritual turning points. As we step into this transformative season, remember the numbers we've explored, 17, 26, 15, and now 35, they're not just numbers. They are messages, whispers from the universe guiding you home to yourself. They're not loud, but they are powerful, and they're here to remind you your path is no accident. Even if you can't see the full map, you're on it. You're being guided. If anything in this video made your heart feel just a little lighter, if something resonated even quietly, that's not by chance. That's the universe aligning you with what's meant for you. So if you're ready to embrace the possibilities this month brings, show some love to this space. Hit that like button. Subscribe to Buddhist Teachings and comment below. I am open to the abundance the universe is sending my way. Let that intention carry you forward. Let this be your moment of quiet beginning. Your journey toward success, spiritual and material, starts now. Trust the process. Take that first step and walk forward with clarity and confidence. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, may you walk in peace, and may abundance meet you exactly where you are.